Today, our increasingly globalization and service-dominated economy brings new challenges for companies. It is becoming more and more difficult to differentiate their products from competitors. A seemingly simple question, what is a product, does not have a simple answer, as it turns out. This lecture will review product and service concepts and products and service levels that markets have to consider to create and manage market offerings successfully. The unique characteristics of services as well as challenges marketeers face in service industry will be examined. The stages of the product life cycle will be discussed in terms of marketing, mixed strategies applied at each stage. How companies build their brand and manage them over time is also the subject of this lesson. Product is a key element in overall market offering, which brings value to the target customer. These offerings is the basis upon which the company builds profitable relationships with its customers. A market offering may include both tangible goods and services. Pure tangible goods, such as a soap bar, do not assume services accompanying a product. At the other extreme, there are pure services for which the offer consists of a service. Financial services are an example of such offering. Today, as products and services become more and more commoditized, companies go beyond simply making and delivering products and services. They create and manage customer experiences with their company or their brand. Experiences represent what buying the product or service will do for the customer. By analyzing economic data, Joseph Pine and James Gilmore, business strategy consultants and writers, established that the economic concept of value, i.e. utility, has progressed along with the nature of the economy. More than 10 years ago, they proposed that in order to offer a differentiated product, marketeers must consider how they will deliver on the needed and desired product services attributes and stage experiences. The key is focusing on the entire product experience. This additional differentiation will help to avoid a commoditization which leads to price competition and lack of customer loyalty. What are the characteristics of an experience? There are various dimensions including basic, expected, desired, and unanticipated. Many hotels have specialized in bedding and small gifts. These small surprises are unanticipated. They deliver positive experience and help in engaging customers. In addition, an experience suggests the use of all five senses. Sight, smell, touch, sound, and taste all become variables that the marketeers may consider. Starbucks Company was founded on the experiences surrounding a great cup of coffee. Memorization of the experience represents more than the value of the coffee. Customers pay their dollars for the comfortable and aesthetically pleasing atmosphere for work or socializing, the brand items, and engaging service. Moreover, Starbucks is known to be a good employer and socially responsible corporation. It all makes the Starbucks symbol having a multi-dimensional experiential meaning to its customers. A product concept comprises an idea, physical entity in the case of a tangible good, service, or a combination of these three elements intended to satisfy individual or business objectives. It represents a wholeness of meaning to the customer based on tangible and intangible attributes. Product planners need to think about products on three levels. The core customer value level addresses the question, what is the buyer really buying? People buying a cell phone are actually buying freedom and on-the-go connectivity. At the second level, the core benefits turns into actual product, gets shape, features, and meets the quality standards. Finally, product planners must build an augmented product by offering additional customer services and benefits. On the slide, you can see examples of some traditional facets or aspects which can be considered for a product differentiation from its rivals. These provide the foundation for a customer experiential perception. Form, example, orange juice containers. Features, example, Oral-B toothbrush head has blue bristles that indicate when it's time to replace the toothbrush. Performance quality, conformance quality, example, how unassembled furniture kits meet the quality standards after assembling. Durability, example, disposable razors. Reliability. Repairability, example, ease of vacuum cleaner or other home products repair. Design style, example, Apple and Sony product style. Service concepts are especially unique and present special management challenges. Services are intangible, cannot be inventoried, linked to people delivering them, and are typically inconsistent due to the variable nature of those delivering the services. The intangibility of services causes a greater level of subjectivity in evaluation of service attributes. Accordingly, typically, there is a need to associate with tangible attributes. These may be individuals, images, physical facilities, information, equipment, or marketing, communication materials. For example, celebrities and travel destination images are used in American Express advertisements. Furthermore, there is a need to thoroughly understand and manage customer expectations of the service, since key attributes and associations will likely differ between people. Another result of the intangibility of services is that they cannot, like a physical product, be sensed or owned. Accordingly, a marketeer should consider reinforcing the positive association with a service. This may be through a communication effort, birthday cards, or ways to memorialize the service experience, educational information, small gifts with a brand name, etc. The lack of ability to inventory services leads to an additional challenges. Typically, services are perishable, for example, time constrained, and cannot be shelved for later use. Accordingly, the delivery of services must be in tune with the time in which they are demanded. The timing of delivery services must be managed carefully. Accordingly, service entities often develop marketing strategies such as the use of technology when personnel are not present. The use of incentives is another approach. For example, additional commissions for prospecting can be offered to personnel. Customers, in their turn, can be offered discounts for less popular times and services. The inseparability of the service experience from the deliverers required marketeers to establish standardizing methods. This may include education or training, as well as the use of structured approaches to communication or the delivery of the service. For example, policies, SOPs, etc. Finally, the variability of service experience often results from controllable and moderately controllable to uncontrollable issues. Like the dimension of inseparability, inconsistency can often be minimized through advanced planning and the support of the service providers. However, it is also important to note that service consumption is often a social experience. Accordingly, a savvy marketeer will assess the additional potential influences on the perception of service quality and consider them in management of the service. Keeping communications efforts focused and, in some cases, standardize the service deliverables can effectively manage this dimension. Service quality has been studied extensively. Based on several studies to date, when evaluated by customers, the key attributes of service qualities include the following: reliability, ability to perform the promised service dependably and accurately; responsiveness, willingness to help customers and provide prompt service; assurance, knowledge and courtesy of employees and ability to convey trust and confidence; empathy, provision of caring, individualized attention to customers; tangibles, appearance of physical facilities, equipment, personnel, and communication materials. According to recent studies, the importance of tangibles may be more salient than previously expected. The findings suggest that tangibles directly and indirectly impact perceptions of service quality. They directly impact service quality perceptions by impacting perceptions of reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. An example of marketing strategy in line with these findings is the development of the Nike Goddess retail outlets. Every product goes through a life cycle and eventually dies as newer products delivering more value come along. Every firm needs to acquire new products. There are two ways of obtaining new products: either through acquisition, by buying a company patent or license, or through the company's own new product development process. New products face tough odds. According to one estimate, 90% of all new products in America fail. However, the development and commercialization of new products is a vital part of a firm's effort to sustain growth and profits. Though many firms base new products introductions on key themes such as product or technological superiority, others simply tweak their current products. Many new products are not completely new innovations, but rather adaptations of the current concept. A study by Bose Allen reports that new product lines and innovations account for only 30% of all new introductions. However, they represent 60% of profitable product changes. In other words, innovation pays off. Of course, this development process can be expensive and, as noted previously, commonly fails. Accordingly, most companies conduct a cost-benefit analysis in the product development stage. One of the most challenging aspects of new product development, however, is the reality that many customers cannot envision a new product's relevance until they have used it. The traditional product life cycle, PLC, is a useful tool for addressing the management of products, brands, and product strategy over time. Due to the dynamic nature of the marketing environment, it is difficult to use the PLC as a forecasting tool. However, the model can serve strategic purposes. More specifically, when using the product life cycle as an analytic tool, a marketeer will analyze the length and the rate of change of the PLC, identifying the current PLC stage and selecting the product strategy that corresponds to the life stage, as well as anticipate threats and find opportunities for altering and extending the PLC. Development stage. Product development begins when a company finds and develops a new product idea. The firm has no sales revenue during the product development stage. Expenses involved in product innovation and development usually cause the firm to experience a net cash outflow. The firm assumes a great deal of financial, market, and opportunity risks due to the uncertainty involved in developing new products. Introduction stage. During this stage, marketeers spend heavily on promotion to inform target audience about the new product's benefits. Low rates of adoption may lead to skimming behavior, or otherwise pricing penetration strategies are used in order to build market share and dominate the market for larger profits once the market stabilizes. Promotion will tend to focus on education of the targeted audience. Establishment of key strategic relationships such as distribution channels and alliances are typically crucial at this time. Growth stage. This is a stage where increasing sales contribute to profitability. Strategies are often adopted or refined in order to meet needs more effectively and efficiently. In some industries, this phase is short, for example, toys and fashion, and in others, it's long, for example, diapers. During this period, companies experience both increasing sales and competition. Thus, the need to commit to a positioning strategy is pressing. Often a firm tests the price elasticity in the market and begins to balance the strategies to regain revenue and building market share. Maturity stage. This stage is characterized by decreasing profit margins and increased competition. During this phase, a company must manage slower growth over a longer period of time. Strategic decisions made in growth stage may limit choices now. Marketing managers must proactively seek advantage through market, product, or marketing mix modifications. Decline stage. Typically, popular brands postpone this stage longer than weaker brands. However, the cost of managing the product may eventually exceed profits. The rate of decline is a major factor in setting strategy. Management may maintain the brand as competitors drop out, harvest the brand by reducing cost or cost of support for short-term profit increases, or drop the product or service altogether. Market-oriented product strategies are critical to organizations. They link internal business processes with external audiences. In addition, they provide a connection between functions inside the company, operations, research and development, sourcing, etc. Product cycles are becoming shorter due to technology, rapidly changing preferences of buyers, and intense competition. When using the product life cycle tool, there is a strong need to analyze growth rates, sales trends, timing for product introduction, competitor strategies, pricing practices of competitors, as well as relevant entry and exit strategy. Identifying when the product has moved from growth to maturity is one of the most difficult tasks. It requires ongoing analysis of the industry structure and competition. For example, faced with the fact that most food products are in the mature stage of the product life cycle, Dole Food Company took advantage of its operational locations and distribution systems to expand into the flour market, an industry offering higher margins. In essence, they created a new product life cycle for their business. Branding is increasingly crucial in our information-intensive world. Brand represents the consumer's perception and feeling about a product and its performance. It is a company's promise to deliver a specific set of features, benefits, services, and experiences consistently to the buyers. Some analysts see brands as the major enduring asset of a company, outlasting the company's specific products and facilities. A brand is a combination of name, symbol, term, or design that identifies a specific product. Brands have two parts: brand name, the part of the brand that can be spoken, including words, letters, numbers, and brand mark, symbols, figures, or design that cannot be spoken. To be truly effective, a brand should succinctly capture the product offering in a way that answers a question in the customer's mind. Good brand names suggest something about the product or its benefits. For example, Craftsman are easy to say, recognize, and remember. Tide, Crest are distinctive. Lexus, Kodak are extendable, not associated with only one product or product line. Amazon.com. Translate well into other languages. For example, Exxon. When viewing what a brand means to target audiences, typically it is considered to be comprised of the following dimensions: attributes, criteria for product evaluation that are salient to the customer, benefits, functional, emotional, and self-expressive, perceived quality, leader, follower, or innovator, user imagery, country of origin, symbols, brand in terms of customer relationships, customized, meeting a specific need, or catering to future needs, organizational associations and partnerships, and personality, human characteristics of the brand. Since brands are often symbolic and reflect facets of customers' self-image, studies have begun to research the relevance of personality of brands. A recent global study reveals the difference between the personality dimensions of highly ranked brands in America, Japan, and Spain. If you analyze the personality dimensions which transfer across borders, they seem to be sophisticated and exciting. For example, American brands include the following dimensions: sincerity, excitement, competence, sophistication, and ruggedness, with many facets including honesty, wholesomeness, cheerfulness, reliability, intelligence, charm, masculinity, success, etc. Every firm constantly analyzes the brand equity. A powerful brand has high brand equity. Brand equity is the value of the brand or the marketing and financial value associated with the brand's position in the marketplace. Brand equity can be defined as the set of brand assets and liabilities linked to a brand, its name and symbol, that add to or subtract from the value provided by products or services to the firm's customers. Brand equity stands for brand awareness, brand preference, and the degree of brand loyalty exhibited by target audiences, brand quality, and brand alliances. In addition, brands are evaluated in terms of their combination to the parent brand position and portfolio. When analyzing brand awareness, it is important to recognize that awareness progresses in stages: unaware, recognizable, aided recall, unaided recall, top of the mind, and recall dominance. Brand preferences refer to the quality associations. A customer prefers this brand over other competitive brands and buys a product of this brand if it is available. Brand loyalty is the likelihood to purchase the same brand repeatedly. Loyalty is often related to satisfaction. Brand loyalty and satisfactions are combined with a high degree of brand quality. However, a company must always investigate the factors supporting loyalty, since in less competitive situation it may be due to habit, obligation, lack of alternatives, as well as attachment or commitment. Successful brand alliances may be a source of competitive advantage. For example, Dell computers carry 3 brands on the cover: Dell, Intel, and Microsoft Windows. The brand hierarchy is related to a position of an identified brand to the parent brand. For example, Coke learned the hard way how important its core brand was when it introduced New Coke during the 80s. And Pepsi has noted that much of its loyalty comes from Diet Pepsi drinkers. The equity of this sub-brand is helping to support the core brand. A key issue surrounding the support of brand portfolios is developing synergy between brands and avoiding cannibalization. A marketeer managing brands should investigate the potential loss of sales volume from other brands. For example, Gillette Sensor Razor cannibalized Atra and Track 2. Some cannibalization was expected, and proactive introduction helped to keep their position. There are various approaches to measuring brand equity. Let's discuss some of the most popular quantitative methods used. Firm market value balance sheet value. This approach evaluates the brand based on current market value. However, it can lead to overstating or understating the market value in volatile markets. The dot-com era illustrates many temporarily overvalued brands. Dollar metric. This approach requires a buyer to estimate the amount that they would pay for a branded versus a non-branded item. It is very simple to implement and understand. However, since the method is dependent and self-reported behavior, it is subject to potential sources of error. Balanced scorecard. When using this approach, the customer's considerations, perceived quality brand association, brand preferences, satisfaction levels are compared with generic products or brand associations. This technique is more comprehensive but may suffer biases due to the lack of survey validity. Conjoint analysis. This popular approach is based on a statistical method that measures relative utilities associated with dimensions of a brand. In essence, this method would require respondents to make decisions that lead to trade-offs, indicating relative preferences for various product brand combinations at various prices. Interbrand Incorporated, a brand consultancy, measures brand equity based on qualitative measures of brand strength and quantitative accounting measures. Brand strength is comprised of the following dimensions: leadership, ability to influence the market; stability, customer loyalty; market, responses to changes in technology and fashion; geography, ability to transfer gross global borders; and support, consistency and effectiveness of brand support, legal protection, etc. The accounting measures include the earning power of the brand. The earning power changes over its life cycle because of revenues and expenses associated with the brand. This approach tries to capture managers' intuition about the reason for momentum change, as well as the marketing, competitive, environmental events that affect a brand's value. The slide shows the top list of most valuable U.S. retail brands in 2009, according to the agency report. The Young and Rubicam Y&R Marketing and Communication Agency has developed the Brand Asset Valuator, which uses primary data to establish how a brand rates on the 4 dimensions of brand equity. These are the dimensions the Y&R's methodology uses. Relevance measures the breadth of appeal, including the overall size of the brand's franchise, not necessarily its profitability. Differentiation measures the degree to which the brand is seen as different from others. Esteem measures how well the brand is regarded and respected. In other words, the likability of the brand. Knowledge measures familiarity and intimacy with the brand. High knowledge is related to the brand's potential in a complex way. Differentiation and relevance build up to brand strength. Esteem and knowledge are used to calculate brand stature. These both gauge the overall health of the brand. Brands have high levels of differentiation during the late 90s were Disney, Jaguar, and Victoria's Secret. Brands exhibiting high relevance including AT&T and Kodak. Brands with high levels of esteem include Band-Aid and Rubbermaid. Brands with high levels of familiarity include Coca-Cola and Kellogg's. In general, it's important to check a brand's health over time. There are some guidelines on supporting a manager's review of brand strategy. A brand manager can ensure that the brand excels at delivering the benefits customers truly desire. Brand stays relevant. Pricing strategy is based on consumers' perceptions of value. Brand is popularly positioned. Brand is consistent. Brand portfolio and hierarchy makes sense. Brands make use of and coordinates a full repertoire of marketing activities to build brand equity. Brand managers understand what the brand means to customers. Brand is given proper support, and that support is sustained over long run. Company monitors the source of brand equity. For example, marketing position, market share, and repeat purchase behavior, perception, and profitability, etc. Branding poses challenges to the marketeer. The major brand strategy decisions involve branding positioning, brand name selection, brand sponsorship, and brand development. Studies suggest that those brands that can effectively address the values and cultural ideas of their target audience are better differentiated than those that focus only on the features and processes. When positioning a brand, the marketeer should establish a mission for the brand and a vision of what the brand must be and do. Naming a brand was discussed earlier. A good brand name can add greatly to a product's success. Once chosen, a brand name must be protected. A manufacturer has a few sponsorship options. Let's discuss some of them. When licensing a brand, a company sells the right to use a brand to another company, typically for the purpose of manufacturing a product. It is very attractive since it provides a firm with additional revenue with limited investment. For example, Land Rover licenses brand to companies developing an adventure kit for kids and wristwatches. A serious limitation to the use of licensing as a branding strategy pertains to quality control. A classic example is the once famous designer brand Pierre Cardin, which was extended to many companies producing cheap items, which eventually diluted the brand. Co-branding is referred to the situation where two known brands are working together to promote products. Financial services firms often partner with other companies to create co-branded credit cards. For example, Delta Airlines, American Express, Chase, and United Airlines. In business-to-business channels, examples would include an alliance between Dell and EMC to co-brand its Clarion line of data storage systems. Co-branding offers many advantages. It is important to leverage a particular customer base and other assets. Co-branding also allows companies to expand its existing brand into a category it might otherwise have difficulty entering alone. The benefits of such relationships include synergies, sharing a risk and cost. Some of the challenges include the need to find the right brand combination, which ideally includes brands with equal and complementary equities. In addition, coordinating the implementation between two different organizations with different cultures can pose ample challenges. A company has 4 choices when it comes to developing brand. It can introduce multi-brands, line extensions, brand extensions, and new brands. Multi-branding is introducing additional brands in the same category. This option offers a way to establish different features and appeals to different buying motives. Thus, P&G markets many different brands in each of its product categories. A drawback is that each brand might obtain a small market share and none may be very profitable. Product line extensions are items offered in the same product class or category as the core brand. These may include new forms, flavors, colors, or package sizes. In addition, they may result from stretching brand vertically, moving up or down in price or quality from the core brand. Other strategies include sub-brands that vary in price and features but are linked to the core brand. For example, Mercedes C-Class. One definition limitation to line extension lies with the potential damage to the core brand, often due to a lower price and lower quality version of the original. Brand extensions are brands applied to products in completely different product classes. Customer benefits derived from the purchase of brand extensions include familiarity with the product, service, or brand. Successful extensions include Mr. Clean household multi-product lines, cleaning pads, tools, and home auto cleaning kits, Nike apparel, and Swiss Army watches. Brand extensions are notoriously tricky to manage. They often do not exceed and may damage the core brand. When considering a brand extension, there should be a logical tie between the core brand and the extension. Thus, brand extensions such as Heinz Pet Food and Bic Pantyhose meet early death. A brand extension gives a new product constant recognition. It also saves the high advertising costs usually required to build a new brand name. At the same time, a brand extension involves some risk. If a brand extension fails, it may harm customers' attitudes toward the other products carrying the same brand name. New brands enter the marketplace every day. In considering the introduction of a new brand, a marketeer should consider the following. Is the brand sufficiently different to merit a new brand name? Will a new name add value? Will the existing brand be placed at risk if it is used on a new product? Will the business support a new brand name? For example, Levi's Dockers is a name which was created to differentiate a new line of men's casual clothing. It leveraged the Levi's brand equity. In summary, a marketeer should consider and monitor the entire product, service, brand experience from the target audience viewpoint when developing and managing products and services. Analyzing the dimensions of the brand experience is helpful since they reveal both the positive and negative aspects of the experience. Efforts within the organization needs to be carefully coordinated in order to ensure the relevancy of the selling position, i.e. value, and consistency in delivering a promised benefit. Finally, brand equity should be monitored and well supported.